Yeah, I just have a small presentation on the topic, and then I will invite the speaker, and we will do the. So I just want to introduce the topic of this session, which is the assessment voucher, which is, well, I will go one by one. This is me, as yeah, as Maurice said, I'm a funding manager, project and funding manager at TTTech, Computer Technique. And we are one of the core partner of the Change2Twin project, and in particular, I'm responsible for the work package 5, which is the one related to assessment and deployment vouchers. So the one that is supposed to help the SME to do first the assessment and lately the deployment of their digital twin. So in this session, we are going to focus on the assessment part. So first of all, we want to the idea of this assessment vouchers was to prepare for the digital twin. So first of all, assess the digitalization level of the company. So where are you? Where you want to be? Are you you have enough? Your digitalization level is enough to implement a digital twin or not? What are the steps to get there? And then the second part is indeed to develop, in the digitalization assessment, we not only is we define the digitalization level, but also we assess what are the topic of digital twin that would be more relevant for the company, taking into account their KPIs. And then based on that, based on this digital twin purposes, then there is a part to support the SME to develop the digital twin in say. So have this digital twin receipt. So the tools that were proposed, that are available from the Change2Twin project are two, and have been developed by TNO, mainly with the support of other partners. One is this Compass tool. And as I said, the Compass tool help the company to identify the current digitalization level, identify the future ambitions, so what is the KPIs the most important KPIs for the company, and what is the target digitalization level, and identify and rank what are the relevant digital transformation that could be useful. And here you see what are them, for example, advanced manufacturing, flexible manufacturing, smart products, smart services. These are examples of the digital transformation. And basically with the tool, you have them ranked based on the KPIs of the company. And also the tools, the Compass tools give you the relevance. I mean, do you need a digital twin or not? So it is relevant for your KPIs or not, and what is the effort to get there? So basically, the overall result can be summarized in this Compass tool table for the company. This is just an example. And for instance, here you see the digital twinning is very relevant for the company, and the most relevant digital twin purpose is optimization and best quality for it. Based on that, the company can also use, the Digital Innovation Hub supporting the company, use this 7-step readiness tool, which gives what are starting from the why of the digital twin to asset selection, infrastructure, twin building, operation, and also cradle to grave. So, I mean, after you have built your digital twin, what do you need to keep it in running? Because it's not that you have done it and then you stop caring. So this tool helps to see on all these aspects where you are and where you should be. And if there is a gap, then you have to take care of bridging this gap. Oh, sorry, I didn't. This is a company, maybe it was not. So another tool that the Change2Twin project provided to the Digital Innovation Hub is the marketplace, because when you want to build your digital twin, you need technology. the technology is available. We collected them in a marketplace, and we asked the Digital Innovation Hub to check this marketplace to see if there were a solution for the company. And this is also something that could be say a brick in this structured cooperation between Digital Innovation Hub and eventually with between regions. What is the result? As Thor presented before, we had 19 funded projects in the first round. So they did their digital assessment, they did their 7-step readiness process, so they identify some digital twin and some really concrete recipe of how to develop this digital twin, and they applied for the deployment vouchers. So 5 of the ones that were funded were successful in the deployment vouchers. And in the second call, 4 out of 14 that did the assessment before were successful in the second phase. To be honest, we were expecting more because we were thinking that the Digital Innovation Hub were necessary to support the SME, also to write a proposal for deployment voucher which was credible and well evaluated. But that's a starting point. Maybe we will discuss in the later session why we were not completely right in our initial thinking. And this is my last slide, I would say, and I will take it also for the discussion later. These are the lessons learned from our assessment. The digitalization level sometimes it was very low. So in that case, it's very difficult to bridge the gap in a reasonable amount of time, or in the framework, in the amount of time that we have for this project. So we did not encourage them to apply for the deployment vouchers. Also, try to stay on a single purpose, because indeed we were proposing them to identify 3 different purposes and develop 3 different recipes in the assessment. And maybe, yeah, they should try to identify, as we were discussing before, the most important digital twin purpose, and start small and then scale. Standards, we said that they are important. Realistic expectation, also, we will discuss about that. Also the technology, using the marketplace, using technology provider from the local areas, what are the differences, what is the experience of the DIH. Yes, and also, let's say, involvement of all employees and all, let's say, business, yeah, all the people, relevant people in the company in this journey. Not only the managers, not only the technicians, but also other departments are important to use and maintain the digital twin. So. And with that, I will invite the 2 panelists. So Thomas Gross, which is Digital Twin Director in Linz Centre of Mechatronics, and Frank Doyle, which is also managing Digital Twin in ICE for Prot. You have a small presentation? Yes, okay. Please go ahead.
You can use that screen
just for a change.
Just for a change, so to be on the outside left side. Okay. Yes, so my name is Thomas Gross. Thanks a lot for inviting me from the DH side to contribute to this networking meeting. So I'm from the Linz Centre of Mechatronics in Austria. We are a research and development service provider with a nationally funded competence center on symbiotic mechatronics inside. And our mission is to translate scientific findings into applications in the industry. So in the Change2Twin, we are a digital innovation hub. Besides of that, we are also part of an Austrian European digital innovation hub in the project AI5 production, where we do a lot of tests before invest projects with local SMEs. From LCM side, we focus on 4 thematic areas. So we start first with our department about sensors and communications and IoT, then go to mechanics control with a strong focus on simulation, and we also develop drive solutions, so hydraulic and also electrical drives. And we have a small team also on future technologies, doing business cases and future studies with our company partners. So I would like to take a few minutes to give feedback and to explain how the assessment process were for us, for LCM. So we supervised 4 interested SMEs. They were from the aerospace sector, from the metal processing sector. We had also 1 machine builder and 1 company from the robotics sector. All of them were interested in not only doing assessment, but foremost actually in also to deploy the solutions. So they wanted to get something up and running. So my feeling was that the deployment was very necessary to get them also on board with the assessment, and I really doubt that they would have participated in the assessment if they would not have the expectation to then be also able to deploy their solutions in a funded project. However, for all of the SMEs, the assessment was very helpful, and they also found it very helpful, and it gave them new perspectives, new insights, and a common structure on how to evaluate the application of digital twins to be better on their main business KPIs. They also liked, our SME partners also liked the very unbureaucratic way for the financial support. In contrast to that, what Francesca said, they really appreciated the help for applying for the assessment voucher and also for the deployment voucher. So they were struggling with putting together a meaningful proposal, and our help was actually very much appreciated. So quickly, how did the process go? I think it was also explained in detail how the assessment process should take place. Maybe a few things to mention. For us, it was very important to meet our company partners on site and also do a tour in their production environment to really see the processes and the machines they want to improve, and also to talk with their personnel, with the operators, and also with their service teams. We then did 2 separate meetings on digital assessment to see what digitalization level they had, and then we explored possibilities on how they could use the digital twin in order to improve their main KPIs, and developed 3 recipes at the end. So one big point also was in managing expectations, and I really like this picture. I think it came out of the Change2Twin consortium, where you see the physical asset. I'm not sure if this pointer works, or at least you cannot really see it, but on the left side you have the physical twin, and then you first need the digital thread in order to go to the digital twin, which then can fulfill purposes like scheduling, process optimization, be a smart system, predictive maintenance, or also feedback to engineering. And this is very helpful, and also the 7 steps assessment process was very helpful to also show them that it is not feasible to go from not having established a digital thread to a smart system, because there are so many building blocks on the way to a smart system that it's necessary to shift down with the expectations and first start building the digital thread and doing maybe a not that ambitious goal for the first digital twin implementation. So this brings me to my last point, the marketplace utilization. This was quite hard for us, because what we see is that many of our company partners are not willing to really spend time to get into solutions with low TRL. They really expect us to use tools where they have also maintenance and support after project ends, that they can really utilize this and work with it and have the guarantee that something is helping them updating the system, and yeah, that they have maintenance and support in place. So more concrete, from the marketplace, we used 2 tools. So in the assessment, as all the other DAHs as well, we used the Compass and the 7 steps assessment tool. And besides that, now in a new deployment voucher, we also use TTTech's Edge platform Nerve, since this is also a market and a product with industrial standards, and we will get support also for our companies after the project ends. And maybe one last sentence about the marketplace. I think also from SME side to adopt the technologies in the marketplace, and also from from contributing to the marketplace, I think there should be a clear benefit that we could point out a clear benefit for the adopters or also for the contributors why they should put something on the marketplace. And this was, I think, in the second wave of deployment voucher, the case where we have to mention which technology we use in the deployment voucher. So this, I think, was a good thing that now we reconsider using traditional tools and maybe use marketplace tools instead. But I think also for the contributors, it would be really nice to see usage statistics or to have a feeling what happens with their solutions if they bring that to the Change2Twin marketplace. So this was it from my side. I think questions we will handle then in the panel discussion. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so you've all seen this slide before, so I'll just jump into the few comments that I have on the assessment process. So with the SMEs that we worked with, it was the Compass tool and the 7-step process was very educational and helpful to the SMEs because it brought a very good focus on where the companies were, where they might need to be, and in the meantime we could show case studies of companies who have made progress through digitalization and digital twin projects. But it did give a good strong framework to work with the SME. So the idea of going through KPIs, teasing through the KPIs that were relevant to the company, and this then showing where the value of a digital twin would be or not. And eventually then the challenge is the gap where the SME actually was versus where it needs to be in order to complete a digital twin project. So we could see there was varied level of knowledge and understanding of digitalization between the SMEs, which is improving as time progresses. So people have perceptions of what a digital twin is, and we found, okay, from the 3 companies that we worked really deeply with, 2 of them have a vast amount of data being captured on a regular basis. They have digitalization in action, while the last one, it's still a very paper-based, was a very paper-based organization. And yeah, it's taken, they're already getting the benefits from what they've done, but they were starting at a very low level. The assessment process then, so the assessment of the use of data within the organizations and its culture is a good indicator to its readiness. So the organization itself, we could see with the first 2 companies, they're already collecting data. They know where they're getting value from it. They have empowered their employees to come with new suggestions for data capture, and they act on that quite readily. With the tools that we use, so the Compass tool was very useful. We didn't use any of the other marketplace tools for the deployment voucher. But yeah, so some of the challenges there are understanding what tools might fit best for a project. Sometimes the tools seemed more unwieldy or larger than were probably needed for the actual project. And also there was a reluctance by the companies to get involved with companies outside of Ireland, just with the perception that there could be issues with support in the future. Okay. And then, yeah, so managing expectations. So the tool was very useful for this as well, but also we used projects from other enterprises to demonstrate the big challenge that typically is involved with a digitalization project, because plenty of these projects have failed in the past. And also, if there wasn't sufficient data there from the start, it was going to be a big jump in order to get what was needed. And yes, it's critical to clarify the milestones required to develop the project and identify the resource costs in people and technologies to have a successful implementation. One of the challenges really with most of the SMEs we've worked with is they don't have software development in-house or on a regular basis, and all digitalization projects really involve software. So that's where our interaction as Digital Innovation Hub came in valuable there, because we can bring to them the knowledge of algorithms and data analytics. And yeah, there can often be a lack of clarity or understanding of what a digital twin can do for the organization. And then the amount of data required for a useful digital twin is also not fully appreciated all the time. Okay, that's what I have to say on the assessment process.
Thank you. You want to sit here? Yeah. Please, I have a few questions, and then maybe we can open to the audience. Yes, maybe to you, Thomas. You didn't talk about standards. So, what is the importance of standards? We think that standards are important for digital twins, for being able to maintain them in the future. What is your experience, and how do you educate the company that works with you on this topic?
I mean, this is a very good point and actually a pain point for us, because we haven't dived deep into certification, but we have to. We know that we have to. And for our company partners, solving the problem at any cost as quick as possible with putting in at least the least amount of money is the primary goal. So they do not really care so much about standardization. They want a problem to be solved, and they want to get told that the solution will be maintained, for example, by their technology partner like us. But I completely agree that we have to think more about certification and maybe put this also into our best practice. But from our company partners, mainly being also SMEs, they do not really care a lot about it, I have to say.
I suppose depending on what you mean by standards as well too, you could have standards with the data communication within the organization. So you mentioned a quick solution. So a quick and dirty solution is always possible, where you just plug some wires into the back of the machine and pull out data. But what happens when a firmware upgrade happens and you lose access to the data again? So we would stress, I suppose, when companies are buying new equipment, that they buy it with open standards, OPC UA, and methods to pull data in a sensible manner from the machines. They don't want to pay licensing fees for data access if they can get away with it. So that's something that's looked at really as well. But yeah, we often don't talk about it, but it's a core part of what's involved anyway in a digitalization project. So yeah, we may not speak about it, but it's the building block of success, I suppose, really.
Another question is about, we talk about this business culture and the business culture of the company, and what is the business culture which is expected when a digital twin is implemented. How do you support SME in bridging this gap, if exists?
Yes, so our implementations and our work is normally mainly on the engineering and R&D side. So
yeah, but sometimes other departments of the company should use the digital twin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have to admit, are not there at the moment, that we have this big bridge between what's doable in the engineering departments and how, for example, management decisions can be taken from this knowledge. So we are actually not quite there yet to really bridge this. We are more, I would say, engineering and R&D centric and on the device, on the process, but not so much on the then implementation into the whole business sector of the company.
Maybe, Frank, you have a different view because you were talking about an example of sort of virtual commissioning. So maybe not only in this case the engineer use that, but also the sales team. So they need a different level, or maybe the digital twin should be simpler, or because sales people maybe has a different level, technical level. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, I suppose, like yourself, we haven't had interdepartmental challenges that way, but we have had digitalization projects where operators, where monitoring equipment was put on a machine and operators were suspicious about it. And we've had monitoring equipment on machines, and we've been able to show that what the operator said happened on the machine was different to what actually happened. So, yeah, there can be challenges, I suppose, depending on the implementation of the project. But really, it's about, in our experience, it's been about getting the, I suppose, the team leader who is managing the project and the owner of the company. Okay, our companies have been typically smaller, let's say, organizations. Getting them really aligned with each other and the organization, the project, the goal of the project, and then for them to get the people involved, affected by the project, all aligned that this is for their own good. Like we've seen energy efficiency projects where, let's say, a hotel has managed to get all the employees to understand that if they can come up with energy efficiency ideas, that helps them keep their jobs. So digitalization projects can be seen that way as well, that if this machine can be made to run more optimally, then the company makes more product, there's more, the financial returns are better, jobs are secured. So if it can be seen as we do this and it's good for everybody, then maybe there's less cultural challenges that way.
Yes, but yeah. Is there some question from the audience to our panelists?
I'm sure. Come on.
Yeah, thank you for the panel discussion and for the insights. So I'm Sebastian Peña from Glasgow. I'm wondering, Thomas, you were mentioning at some point in time that it was not very clear what the added value of the marketplace is, which is okay. But the question that I have is, have you brainstormed or have you tried to understand from what they were saying, what will mean for them added value? What will perhaps motivate them to say, okay, that's the kind of added value I'm looking for, and because of that reason or this couple of reasons, I'm looking into seeing how I can contribute to that. So do you have some insights in that regard?
No, let me maybe rephrase the statement of the benefit. For us, we do not really know how frequently, for example, the marketplace is visited, how many products from the marketplace get used, for example, outside the project. We just know that the solutions are there. Actually, all the solutions are somehow relevant to most of the projects, so we had no problem identifying matching solutions with the needs of our SME partners. However, taking simulation as an example, they already had simulation frameworks established, and for them there was no benefit in shifting away and using another tool for doing simulation just because it was in the marketplace. And I mean, we did not really find any tools where we would say, okay, there is nothing out there we could use which was already established in the company or it's our DAH, that we have to go there and get it from the marketplace. We had the situation now with the edge device, because we are also developing our own edge device, and first thought about bringing this into our new use case, but then we found out that actually the marketplace technology fits very well in this one case, and here we are also relying on that and trying it out and getting to use it. And I think this will not be the last time, because if we now work with it and experience it and learn how to use it, we will maybe also reuse it in other projects, because we now experienced it and know how to deal with it. But with the other marketplace tools, we just got an impression. We looked at the description. We maybe researched in the internet about the tool, but we do not really know how it works, never have worked with it. And I think this is the main problem. Maybe last point, if the DAHs would have to be trained on these tools, this would be a completely different question, because then they would really know what's inside. They have invested the time, and then they can really apply these tools also to the use cases.
So thank you very much to the panelists. Then, no, sorry, there is one last question.
Well, I'm sure there's one last question. Yes, yes.
Where?
Do I appoint someone that needs to ask questions? Shall I? Yeah. So you've got a question, I'm sure. No? Come on, don't let me down. No question? Good. Thank you.
Thank you for
You will get
the.
another drink to this in addition.
Thank you for the presentations. I'm Sylvain Lefebvre from ISEN. It's a French engineering school. I'm a researcher also, and also working in partnership with some manufacturing company. And my question was about the assessment tool, because you said that the digitalization level is very important into the how to assess whether the digital twin will be beneficial for the company. But what we observed sometimes is that the digitalization level can be unequal inside the company. For example, we're working with quite old manufacturing company, and they have different manufacturing lines installed at different points in time with different technologies. And so their digitalization level is very heterogeneous. So did you encounter that kind of case, and how do you account for it in the assessment? Maybe.
Great question. Who can I ask to answer?
I will give a short answer, and then I will pass to Frank. So we even had it with the same company. We encountered the same thing. They had a product which was actually end-to-end digitalized. The whole digital thread was there, simulation, prediction, even a smart system. However, when we looked at the internal processes, and here we are again with linking these technical digital twins with business decisions, it was not possible because the infrastructure there was not here and it was not really linked. So we experienced the same thing, yes.
Thanks. First of all, let's think that the tool itself is, it's a challenge to build a tool that can give a very useful message to such a wide variety of companies that it's applied to. And then, for sure, I think you can see diversity within. If you're a big enough organization, you'll find, just as you've mentioned, a complete data path. And then you can find another part of it that's fully paper-based. So, yeah, there will be challenges. The companies that we've worked with, 2 of them highly digitalized throughout the whole organization because that was the culture. And the other one as paper-based as you could find. So, yeah.
I think that in the SMEs can be 4 levels of digitalization or digital transformation paths, and so it can be difficult to find right approach to the company. As Peter said, finances are mostly on the paper. So, and when you connect those dots can be tricky.
Now the questions are coming.
Hello, I am Roberto Lamas from Edidata Life, from Northwest of Spain. I'm not an expert in digital twins, but I am hearing about digital twins and manufacturing, and it is the final step of the value chain. Do you try to spread these wonderful tools to the first step, to the production area, raw materials production, cattle breeders, dairy production, because we are talking about very focusing areas. Are you trying to evangelize to other sectors? Thank you.
Perhaps,
actually, the scope of the project was SME in manufacturing, so it was the manufacturing area where we were focusing. But of course, the tools would be. We are more than happy if we can spread them in other areas. And I also, get the feedback that the tools are useful. Actually, they already came. The assessment came with a specific focus. So probably the digitalization level was already there was already a scope in the assessment of the digitalization level. It was not all the machine or different lines. It was already scoped in the framework of this of the assessment. But probably indeed you're right that you can have a different digitalization level within the same company. So this we take also as a feedback. So thank you very much.